Okay, the 15th has just ended. Well, it's just become dark, so we're on to the night turn shortly. So I'm going to sort out, and that's what a quick show of what's been going on. So I'm going to step back and do an overall picture, and then we'll look at things in a little bit more detail. So stepping back here, because we are still looking at the south, though there are other units to talk about, we can see. We can see that the last two turns, Napoleon's decided he better start thinking about his where he wants all his troops for tomorrow, particularly the 6th Corps here. He wanted to pull them back early so they can actually spend the whole night turn resting to recover some of their steps. We can see that the Allies have brought on their reinforcements that are pushing across here, and so we have this line here of the Allies. I've moved Napoleon moved one of the Young Guard guys back here and put the Old Guards in the middle there. These are the central reserve that can actually support whichever area needs some support, because there's other things happening in the battle now as well. We have these two extra French corps on board with the cavalry corps in the middle there, and I've put around little those counts up there. They're part of the Polish corps. These guys down here that for whatever reason have been delayed, they're really turning up now. I have put around the board though the reinforcements that are coming on, and this is why Napoleon, well actually when I was looking at the reinforcements thinking I better get myself in position, we have coming on from here, okay, from Hull, a large Prussian corps, okay, and these can push all the way down the road to Leipzig, and these are the quite famous battles around Mockturn that quite a lot's been written about. So job number one, Napoleon needs something to, sorry, that's my finger over the camera. Napoleon's put something there to stop them. So we're actually going to pull that larger night move, those larger corps there, to come in and defend this area here as far forward as we can get. These guys aren't coming in to 6 o'clock in the morning, so I can move those guys. They will be a little bit fatigued, but they currently don't have any losses. The other concern we have is a slightly smaller Austrian corps that's in a really worrying position, because this road here is the line of communication for the French, and there's absolutely nothing at the moment between them and Leipzig. So this smaller French corps here will come in and take up these defensive positions along here, and again this unit's not coming in to 6 o'clock in the morning. These guys are already on the board, they can easily get there. I think these will be fine for holding these guys. I think big unit of Prussians pushing down the road here, the corps there and the cavalry corps, yeah, that's going to be quite a tight fight, but we'll see what we can do. There's even more Allies coming in from this road here, so we've got another smaller but significant Austrian corps coming in there, and there's a few these coming on the middle of the night, there's a few Russian grenadiers coming on there. So if I just run you along the line and we can see where we are. Okay, so there we have the Guard. Okay, Napoleon's put himself centrally because he now needs to send orders in all directions. Old Guard, 2 units of Young Guard. These are the ones that I'm thinking of sending forward into battle. These are going to move this way to, well, not particularly engage them if they have to, but defend against this line here. So let's go along here. So we have the Reserve Corps. Now the Reserve Corps have the problem of, well, it's a good problem to have. They've got loads of artillery, huge amount of artillery here, but the only real way to get it through this marshy area, okay, is across the bridge there. So they've spent all their movement getting as close as they can here to their march move, and they're just going to try and push their way across, which is one of the reasons why I think the Young Guard were going to have to be put into effect quite quickly here. If we can get across the bridge, get the artillery set up, we're going to be in a very good position. There are opportunities to put artillery around this side, so if we need to blast our way through, they will do that. Moving along, we've got the Guard cavalry, which are moving their way through here. There's a bit of an open area here at the moment, which is going to have to be, the French are going to have to do something about it. And the rest of the Guards are coming in straight towards the flank of the French that have been pushing on the Prussians all day. Difficult terrain. We know how difficult it's been for the French to attack through this. There's some very good units here we have to see. I mean, these have taken quite a few losses, these, so I think they're going to struggle a bit with this assault here. One of the problems I have is all this artillery that's with them. There's no way they can come through this marshland. There's the odd, they can't go through the woods either. So I'm thinking of either making a detachment and sending them round this way. Oh, not yet, through a little way around there. I don't want to wait until this bridge is covered, because I know the French are going to do everything they can to try and contain those units in there. We can see Sixth Corps has been moved back. These guys are all resting now to recover their losses. Come down here. Prussians doing okay. You know, the Prussians have done quite well. I mean, they've been slowly forced back from up, but not very far after sort of almost 2 days of fighting. And the same can be said of the Russians. Just been a wall of cannon there that's been difficult. The duel between the Russian cavalry, a lot of Cossacks, and the French, Polish cavalry have been really interesting. They've been back and forth. I mean, they've had so many charges each other. These guys, you know, what tends to happen is the Cossacks run away. The regular cavalry have been pretty good, but these guys have been sort of whittled down a little bit. There's less of them there. Also push the Austrians a little bit further forward just to get a sort of a nice line there. These are looking okay here, but they lack cavalry, so it's why I'm a bit reluctant to do a lot more of those as they run down a little bit, because there's a strong cavalry force here. So that's where we are. So the next step is what's tactics for tomorrow. And at the moment, I'm not sure. I think we're going to do those night moves to get the rest of the board, French some defence on the rest of the board. And the thing is, the French have got to go for it today. They've got to go for it today. It's just the memory of those French and Prussian guns from yesterday is something else. But maybe, you know, that's what the Guard's for. It's going to have to break them. If we don't break them early, you know, by mid-afternoon, if that is not broken on that side, these guys here, we're going to be in trouble, because there's only so long I better hold these guys back. They're good morale, so they might break, but they're going to come back. The big unknown, I think, will be these guys down here and how this goes. I mean, if it goes well for the French, good, but if they get a bit overwhelmed, well, there's not a lot more French reinforcements to come. I think these can be held, the Austrians. Okay, not great quality units there. They're not bad, not great quality units. Just have a look at the reinforcement chart then, before I sign off. So we can see on the 16th, okay, so you can see all these 6 o'clock ones, these are the ones I've put on the board, but 9 o'clock we've got a Russian corps coming, 11 o'clock another Russian corps, 3 o'clock another Russian corps. Well, 3 o'clock's quite late, but these two definitely will have an impact, and that's why Napoleon needs to get a move on. We look at what's coming on for the French. Not so much. Not much. 9 o'clock, okay, they got a corps with a few people as well as Ney, which will be quite useful. And 11 o'clock is a division, which is, I don't know, 5 or 6, well, it tells you how many units, 4 or 5 units coming on there. Okay, it's not likely to turn the tide, but might be useful to put in somewhere. So there we go. Ready for the big day tomorrow. The big battle. So, better start thinking about writing my orders.